We're still in the full swing of summer, and of course that means people taking to the water. But you also have to be safe when it comes to the water, and for that we turn to Tara Chadwell, who has all the tips from Ballad about what to do this summer. Now, Tara, what are some of the things that people need to be aware of when they're out on the water enjoying the summer?
Oh my gosh, well, it's so hot and it's so much fun to be out in the water, but like you said, there are certain tips and tricks that we need to make sure of. We have partnered with Levi's Legacy at Niswonger Children's Hospital, which is really focused on water safety. So we have Water Guardian tags free of charge from our Children's Resource Center that we can get to families, and it really makes sure that if they're wearing that tag, then you have that dedicated person that is watching that child when they're at or around water. Put those distractions away, phones away. Drownings can happen in less than an inch of water. So it's really important that as quickly as it happens, that someone is always watching that child.
Now, what is a water tag?
So it is a Water Guardian tag that actually has a barcode on it that you can scan for Levi's Legacy, but it is simply just almost a credit card size. And it really is something that someone can wear to make sure that they know that when they're wearing that Water Guardian tag, that they are that dedicated Water Guardian to be watching those children.
And life jackets. We can never stress the importance enough of life jackets. Why?
Oh my goodness. Well, life jackets are so important, but also what is really important is those puddle jumpers and those things that give kids a false sense of that they can swim. We at Niswonger and the American Academy of Pediatrics, we're going to steer away from those puddle jumpers and those different things that can make children think that they can be in water and swim. So a life jacket, anytime you're at or around water, for kids, if you're on a boat or at a pool, definitely make sure that they're wearing those.
And some people may think, you know, my child knows how to swim. My kid's a strong swimmer. I'm sure you guys hear that a lot, but that's not always the case, right?
It's not, and there's so many other variables that go into that, right? So if kids are at lakes, I mean, there's boats and there's currents and there's tides that can make a play in that. So it's really important, all ages too. You know, I think kids often think about, or parents often think about drownings happening in small children, but it's oftentimes those teenagers that are out at the lake doing fun things and being wild and crazy when just a split second something can happen.
And there's one thing you mentioned that really stood out to me. You said someone can drown in as little as an inch of water.
An inch of water. Babies oftentimes, especially if they're in a bathtub, parents may be able to swing and turn and go get a towel. And when they come back, it could be too late. So it's really important that even just that quick little inch of water in that split second that someone turns around, you always have an eye on that child.
All right. Any other tips that people need to know when taking to the water at the end of the summer?
If anyone has any questions about water safety, they are certainly able to go to Niswonger Children's Hospital Children's Resource Center or email us at crcinfo@balladhealth.org.
Tara, thank you so much. And if you're planning on hitting the water, keep these tips in mind.